In plant kingdom, after algae, fungi are present. Already in the 5 kingdom classification, we have studied the detailed characteristic features of the fungi and the groups which are present in fungi. That's why we are not dealing here. The next one is the Bryophyta. Or Bryophytes. Here, Bryophytes are the plants which survive in the damp, moist, shady places. Like they may grow on the wet walls or moist walls or on the hills or wherever that shady areas are there. In such type of areas they are more frequently growing, and Bryophytes are considered to be the first land plants and primitive land plants. Here these are considered to be the amphibians of the plant kingdom. Why these are so called as first and primitive land plants means, so in the course of evolution these are the first plants to colonize the land, that is terrestrial habitat, and these are not completely adapted to the terrestrial habitat because in the life cycle they require water for some metabolic functions. That's the reason why they can survive on the terrestrial and depend on the water. That's the reason why these are called as amphibians of the plant kingdom. And Bryophytes are showing some of the characteristic features where the plant body is either it may be thalloid, as like in the lower plants like in Rixia, and it may be little bit divided into root like structure, called as a rhizoid, stem like structure called as a colloid, and leaf like structure called as phylloid. But here the true plant body is not present because this plant body is the part of gametophytic generation, and apart from that one they lack vascular tissue also. That's the reason why the true plant body is not present in the members of Bryophyta. Then here these are the part of atracheophytes. Why these are the part of atracheophytes means they lack vascular tissue like xylem and phloem, and these are embryophytes. Embryophyta means in the life cycle they produce embryo, and in which haplodiplontic life cycle is present. Here in the life cycle of Bryophytes, particularly in the higher group of individuals, we can see the presence of two generations. One is called as a gametophyte generation. This gametophyte generation is haploid and independent stage, whereas the second generation is called as a sporophyte, which is diploid. Either it may be partially or completely dependent on gametophytic generation. So here when sporophyte is dependent on the gametophyte generation, we can say gametophyte is a dominant stage. And in the life cycle, first the gametophytic generation will come, which is haploid, later followed by the sporophytic generation, which is diploid. And that is the reason why we can say that the life cycle is haplodiplontic life cycle.